Hello and welcome everyone. I hope you all are fit and fine. Students, in the last class, I explained you about the government. We have seen the meaning of government, what the government is, and we have also seen why we need a government. And we have seen that the government perform different functions like making laws, maintaining law and order, protecting people, providing facilities, social justice, rescue, and relief. Today, we will begin the new topic which is levels of government. Now, students, we will see how many levels of government are there. See the explanation given below. It is not possible for the government to be located at one place and trying to administer and control things all over the vast distance. Therefore, the government has divided its job and made different people responsible to carry out the duties at different levels. Students, as you know that the government is a body or an institution or a group of people which govern the people of the country. Okay, so it is not possible for the government to be located at one place, okay, and to look after all the nation. It is not possible, right? So therefore what the government did, students, the government has divided its job, means whatever the work of the government is there, the government has divided its work and made different people responsible and has assigned the work to different people. Okay, so the total work of the government is divided and it is given to different people. Okay, and they carry out their duties at different levels. Okay, so these people work at different level. Okay, now we will see what are these level. See, there are total three levels: local level, state level, and national level. Let's start with local level. See the explanation. The government at the village, locality, town, and district level are known as local government. So, the local level means what? The government which is situated at the village or the locality or the government or district. Okay, so that government is known as local level government. Now, what is the work of local level government? See, they looked after the affairs in this region. They have to ensure that the problems of people in the village, locality, town, and district are resolved. So, the local level government look after what? The local level government look after which area? The local level government look after the villages, the towns, and the district. Okay, and what is the main purpose of local level government? To look after the problem of the people who are living in the village or towns or district. Okay, so this is local level. Now coming to the state level. State level, see the explanation. This is slightly higher level than local level. So state level is higher than the local level. They look after affairs of the state. So what is the work of state level government? The work of the state level government is to look after the important matters of the state. By the name itself you can identify state level. So they look after the important matters or the important issues related to a particular state. Okay, next, they pass orders to the local government. Okay, so what is the work of state level government? They give order to whom? To the local government, and also see the local government and does its job does its job properly. And plus, state level sees the work of whom? The local level government. Example, see, example of state level government. State level government are the government which look after the issues of the state, matters of the state. So you know that the Chhattisgarh government, okay, Chhattisgarh is a state, Punjab is a state, okay, Delhi, Rajasthan, these are the state. So Punjab government, Delhi government, government of Rajasthan, these are the state level government, right? Now the next is national level government. Now students, as we have seen the local level government who work for the villages and district level, we have seen the state level government who takes care or who look after the affairs or issues of the state. And now we will see the national level. This is the highest level. They are responsible for the whole country. As the name suggests, national, nation. Okay, as the name suggests, we are talking about the whole nation. So what is the work of national level government? The work of national level government is to look after the whole country, right? Now let us see what is the work of national level government. They pass orders to the state government. Okay, so what is the work of national level government? The national level government gives orders to the state level government, and the state level government then gives orders to the local level government. So this goes on. Okay, so here they pass orders to the state governments on some matters and check that the state government functions properly. Okay, so the duty of the national level is to order the state government and to check that whether the state level or the state government are performing better or not. Okay, so students, here we are clear. Local level government are generally the government at village level, locality or district level. State level government are generally at the state level, and the national level government are for the whole country at the national level. Okay, national level government orders state level government, gives orders to the state level government, and the duty of the state level government is to give orders to the local government and to see the works of the local government. So these process goes on in the levels of government. Understood? Now we will move to the next topic, which is types of government. Now let us understand, students, how many types of government are there. Okay, so let us begin with the first one, which is monarchy, or you can say this as monarchy. Okay, monarchy form of government. Okay, so this is the first system of government. Okay, monarchy form of government is the first system of government. Now in this form of government, there is a king or a queen who is the head of the government. Now here there is monarchy form of government. This type of government is the one where there is the king and queen. Who rules the country, students? Here the country is ruled by a king or a queen. They are the government. Okay, who is the head of the government? Okay, they are the head. The country is ruled by the king or queen. They take all the decisions with the help of few ministers or advisors. Okay, so here the king or the queen take all the decisions related to the country with the help of some ministers. They have appointed some ministers or some advisors who gives them advice which help them in taking decision. So with the help of those people, the king and the queen govern the country. Okay, you can see this picture, student. This is the picture of Queen Elizabeth. Okay, the Queen of England. Once they pass away, okay, means after the death of the king or queen, okay, after the death of king or queen, the control of the kingdom is passed down to one of their children as per their choice, which is normally the eldest son. As you all know that, student, when the king or queen dies, okay, the kingdom is passed on to their children. In the same way, this type of government is also passed on to the children, generally to the eldest son. Now this system of succession is known as hereditary. Now this system is what? This is hereditary. Hereditary means, student, this goes on, like it passes from generation to generation. Okay, so that is why it is hereditary. So this is the first type of government. Now we will see the next type of government, which is dictatorship. See the explanation, students. This is a system of government where one man who is normally from the military takes over the government by use of force. Okay, so dictatorship form of government is the government in which one man takes over the government who generally belong to the military. Okay, army, who generally belong to the military. He takes over the government by the use of force, by the use of its powers. He take over the government, and he will be the only one person who will rule the whole country. Okay, now he then, with his friends and supporters, starts to govern the region in in the way he wants. Now student, dictatorship, as the name suggests, dictatorship means they are the dictators, means they will rule the country in their own way, means जैसा वो चाहेंगे वो उस तरह से rule करेंगे according to their own wish. Okay, normally such government use force on the people and harm anyone who does not obey their orders. Means student, dictatorship form of government is a government in which they generally give orders to the people, they force the people to do the things. Okay, and if they do not obey them, then if they do not obey their orders, then they are punished. Okay, you can see this picture. This is the picture of a very famous dictator, Adolf Hitler. He was the dictator and he was of very dominant nature. Okay, so dictatorship form of government is the government in which the one person, okay, the one person rules over the whole country, and the people of that country have to follow the orders given by the leader, right? So here we have seen the second form of government, which is dictatorship. Now we will move to the next form of, the last and the third form of government, which is democracy. Okay, which we have in India. Okay, democracy form of government, this type of government is in India. Now see the explanation, student. Democracy is the form of government where the people select their leaders. As you all know, students, that people of our, like in India, you might have seen that the people go to give the votes and select their representatives. Okay, so democracy is what? Democracy is a type of government, okay, where the people select their leaders. Means how the government is formed? Through the people. How the people select their leaders? By giving them the vote, right? See the second point. All elected leaders or representatives sit together and form a government. Means all the leaders who are elected by the people. Okay, the people give vote, right? The people give vote, and after giving vote, the people are selected, the leaders are selected. So all the leaders sit together and decide and take decisions how to govern the country, how to manage the country, how to control the matters or issues of the country. Okay, so this system is called the representative democracy. Why it is said as representative democracy, student? Because these representative democracy means these are the representatives which are elected by the people of in, like people of that country by the vote. Okay, now see the next point. As representatives of the people of the government, discuss policies, rules make laws, rules, and ensure that all works well in the region. Now student, what is the work of representative of people? Means the people has chosen the representatives. Okay, so what is the work of those representatives? The work of those representatives is to make rules, make laws for the country, and to see whether the work is going on well in the country or not. Okay, so here we have studied the three types of government. Okay, now we will move to the next topic, which is universal adult franchise. See the explanation, student. A country where every adult citizen has been granted the right to vote is said to be following the principle of universal adult franchise. Students, universal adult franchise is what? Universal adult franchise means the adult citizens are given the right to vote. Means after 18 year of age, they can give their vote and choose the representative, right? So this is what universal adult franchise is. Okay, so universal adult franchise is what? Like every adult citizen is granted the right to vote in order to choose the representatives of their choice. Okay, so that is universal adult franchise. See the next point. In India, every adult citizen has the right to vote. In India, every adult citizen mean after 18 years of age, everybody has the right to give vote and select their representatives, select the representatives of their choice. Okay, this is the best form of democracy. Okay, so this is the best form of democracy. This is the best form to elect the representative. Okay, why? Because why this is considered as the best form? Because the representatives are elected by whom? By the people. And through which method? By the voting. Okay, so that is why it is considered as the best method. Moving to the next topic, students, that is women's suffrage movement. It's very simple, just read the points, you will understand. Many governments in Europe and America, which were calling themselves democratic, did not give the right to vote to every adult citizen. Students, the in Europe and America, okay, in Europe and America, they did not give right to vote to every adult citizen. As you read here, that in India, they gave the right to all the adult citizen. Okay, they give right to vote to all the adult citizen, but in Europe and in America, they did not give right to vote to every adult citizens. How? See, they did not allow the women to vote, means they did not give the women the chance to vote, means they discriminated between the men and women. Okay, so they did not allow the women to give their vote, right? They believed that the women were not equal to men in thinking and working. Why they didn't allow the women to give vote? Because they think that the women are not equal to men. That is why. Okay, say the next line. The women protested against such discrimination. A movement for equality started in America in 1848, and then it spread to other countries of Europe including Britain. So what the women did, student, the women started protested, मतलब वो अपने खिलाफ जो अन्याय हो रहा है उसके लिए आवाज़ उठाने लगे. They started to protest, okay, because of the discrimination which Europe and America was doing against women. Okay, so they started to protest, and when they started to protest and they started a movement of equality, means उन्होंने protest करना start कर दिया और उन्होंने एक movement निकाला equality के लिए. Okay, that was in the year 1848, and slowly the movement was spread to other countries also ऑफ यूरोप इंक्लूडिंग ब्रिटेन. ओके, सो अब धीरे धीरे क्या हो गया, वो मूवमेंट अब बाकी सारे कंट्री में भी स्प्रेड होने लगा, एंड ऑल द वुमेन of those countries came together to protest against such discrimination, right? You can see this picture for reference. Now see the next point. During the First World War, when most of the men were out for the fight in the war, okay, it is in the war, fight in the war, women were called into work in factories and other places. So students, when during the First World War, okay, during the First World War, when men went for the all the men went for, like, not all the men, means most of the men went for the went out for the fight in the world war, then what they did, they called the women for doing the work at the workplace, okay, at the factories, at the other workplaces. The women started to do the work, okay, instead of men, and they proved to the world that they are equal to men in all types of work and decision making. When students, when the men were not there to work at that time, the women started to do work at factories and other workplace, and they proved that they are equal to men in all the work, etc., right? So they are equal as men, they proved it. Now see the next point. The movement became stronger. The movement which they started, okay, this movement became stronger. Women protested by going on hunger strike. How they used to protest, कैसे वो आवाज़ उठाते थे, कैसे वो protest करते थे, by going on hunger strike, भूख हड़ताल पे चले जाना, okay, रैली निकालना. These kind of protests they used to do. Gradually, after a long struggle, government gave women the right to vote. तो उनको बहुत struggle करना पड़े, women को बहुत struggle करना पड़ेगा, उसके बाद जाकर government ने उन्हें voting right दिया as an equal citizen. Okay, then the government gave them the voting right. So in America, women got their voting right in 1920. After all this struggle, after all this protest, after all this movement, okay, and after all these things, after all these strikes, etc., after so much struggle, the government approved and they gave women the right to vote. पहले उनको right to vote नहीं दी गई थी women को, but slowly they gave them the right to vote. In which year, student? In 1920. Okay, so in America, women got the right to vote in 1920. You can see this picture for reference. Now, the last topic of this chapter is the struggles against apartheid. Okay, you will understand the meaning of apartheid in the coming point, student. Okay, don't worry about that. The struggle against apartheid. Okay, now just read the explanation. While the government in Europe and America were not giving equal rights to women, there were other governments which did not give equal rights to certain citizens based on their caste and race. Students, as we studied here, that in Europe and America, they didn't give who women the right to vote. They didn't give the women the right to vote. Women were not allowed to give the vote. Okay, but there were some other countries, or there were some other governments which did not give rights to certain citizen based on their caste and race. Means due to their caste, due to their race, like they used to discriminate them on the basis of their complexion, on the race, the blacks and the whites, and they used to discriminate the people, and they didn't give equal rights to the people. Why they didn't give equal rights to the people? Because they used to discriminate them on the basis of their caste and on the basis of their race. Okay, for example, you can see in South Africa, the people were divided in race. As you can see, as you all know that, student, in South Africa there are black people. Okay, so those people were divided in race as white, blacks, colored like Indians. Okay, in South Africa you will see majorly there are black people. Okay, but in that area also there are few people, those who are white, and some Indians are also there. So the white people, okay, the people who are white, they used to discriminate the other people on the basis of their caste or race. Okay, you can see this. The native means the people who belong to South Africa. Okay, the people who belong to South Africa, those people have dark complexion. As you all know that the people of South Africa have dark complexion, while whites came from the northern region. So the white people, okay, the white people came from the northern region. Okay, they were from the northern side. Okay, so they were fair. Okay, their skin tone was fair, and they what they did, this came and they settled in South Africa. Okay, they had money and they bought huge areas and became rich and powerful. Okay, so the white people who came from the northern region, okay, so they were very rich, they had lot of money, they bought land, they bought huge areas, they built huge houses for them, and they became rich and powerful. Okay, so they used to discriminate the natives of South Africa. Natives means the people who belong to South Africa. Okay, the white people used to discriminate the natives of South Africa who had dark complexion. Okay, see the next point. The whites had a separate colony. Okay, so the white people had separate colony where they used to live. Okay, they had the separate colonies for themselves and did not even allowed the others to come there to live. So the white people had separate colonies, they had separate area to live, and they did not allowed to other people to enter into their areas. Okay, they were not allowed, like the black people or the native people of South Africa were not allowed to enter into the colonies of the white people. Okay, even they could not sorry they could only worked there as slaves or servants. So the people of South Africa, okay, the natives of the South Africa, okay, who belong to South Africa, okay, they used to work, okay, under the white people. They used to work under the white people as the slaves and the servants. Okay, so the black peoples were treated as the slaves or servant, okay, by the white people. See this point. They were forced to go to separate schools. Okay, means they were not allowed, like the dark people or the black people were not allowed to go to the same school where the white people used to go. Okay, black people had had to go to separate school, different school, and had separate hospital. They had separate hospital, they have separate house, like they have separate colony, they had separate schools, everything was separate, okay. And were totally discriminate and were totally discriminated against, means they were completely discriminated on the basis of their caste and race, okay. This kind of discrimination is known as apartheid, okay students. So what is the meaning of apartheid? Apartheid means when any discrimination is done, when any differences is done, okay, when any discrimination is done against any people, okay, on the basis of their, what, on the basis of their caste or race, then that discrimination, then that type of discrimination is known as apartheid, okay. So discrimination which is done against people on the basis of their caste, on the basis of their color complexion, okay, those type of discrimination is known as apartheid, okay. So the people of South Africa and many other region also, they struggle against apartheid, okay. So they have to struggle because they were discriminated on the basis of their caste and race, on the basis of their color complexion, right. Now see this point, the native people had to struggle for a long time, means the people of South Africa suffered for a longer period of time, okay, against this discrimination, okay. So the white people used to discriminate them and they used to suffer a lot. And Mahatma Gandhi also played a role in their struggle for equality. As you know that Mahatma Gandhi, in those time, Mahatma Gandhi lived in South Africa, okay. Mahatma Gandhi was studying law in South Africa during those days. So he also helped the natives of South Africa, okay, in their struggle for equality, to actually to give them equality, or to, in their struggle of equality, Mahatma Gandhi also helped them, okay. As you can see this picture, this is the picture of MK Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, okay. See the last point, their struggle intensified in 1970s and in 1991, means the struggle means they were fighting, okay, they were struggling because they want justice, okay. The black people wanted justice, and this struggle intensified, means this struggle increased when, in 1970s and in 1991, okay. In 1991 the apartheid laws were abolished, okay. So in which year it was increased? The struggle intensified in 1970s, okay. In 1970s, okay, this struggle was intensified means it was increasing. And in 1991 the apartheid laws were abolished, means in 1991 the apartheid law came to an end. So finally it came to an end. So whatever the discrimination they were facing, it finally came to end, okay, in 1991. And in 1994 Nelson Mandela won the election and became the president of South Africa in 1994. In the year 1994, Nelson Mandela, as you can see this picture, this is the picture of Nelson Mandela, who was the black people, who was who was a who was a black people, and he was a black man, and he was the person who actually won the election and became the president of South Africa. So finally they got the success, okay, and finally they fought against the discrimination which was happening, or which the white people were doing against them, okay. So students, this is the end of this chapter. This chapter ends here. Thank you.